Jake Tapper on State of the Union earlier today. Tom Bossert, the President's Homeland Security Advisor. My next guest is the Vice Mayor of Charlottesville, Virginia, Wes Bellamy, who's joining us now. Vice Mayor, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Let me first express all of our deep condolences for what has taken place in your beautiful community. How is your community, Vice Mayor, responding to the horrific incident that we all saw yesterday?
Well, before I get started, I'd like to express my deepest condolences to those who've lost family members over the weekend. For that, I am truly saddened, really sorry about all of that, and I'm hoping that our community can rally around not only these white supremacist domestic terrorist attacks, but making sure that we stand together. Now, when you ask how's my community doing, I think it's a tale of two cities. I think yesterday people were rather sad because of everything that was going on, angry, upset, but on the other hand, I literally saw 150 book bags handed to people throughout the community by a group of young black men and young black women at Tonsler Park, which is a park within the traditional African American community. They had free food, they had music, they gave back. They made sure that the community was well squared and taken care of, and that in Charlottesville, not the Ku Klux Klans, not these white supremacist groups who decide that they can come here and think that they can intimidate us because it doesn't work. But what we are is a community that's resilient. We stand together, and we will be better because of this. I can guarantee, and I bet my life on it, we will survive this and we will be all right. I know it.
As you know, some of these white supremacist groups, these neo-Nazi groups, they're expected to continue making themselves visible there in Charlottesville. In fact, throughout the week and weeks to come, they say. Is there a plan to have a larger police presence during what are expected to be more of these protests? What do you think?
Well, I'm sure that these individuals are going to want to come back and mask their hate and what they describe as free speech, but we will be prepared. I understand that we are going to have, again, more protests, more people who want to come, but Charlottesville isn't the only city that'll be facing this issue. This has now become a nationwide issue when you see these white supremacist attacks under the guidance of their president, number 45. They have become empowered and emboldened, but we are not going to tolerate it. We're not going to stand for it. They can continue to come, but our community will not break. Again, the people here of Charlottesville, white people, black people, yellow people, old people, young people, we're a community that rallies and rides together. This is a community that I saw pick me up on my darkest and deepest moments to encourage me, and I see they've done the same thing for other people. We're a resilient group, and sometimes we may get knocked down, but we always stand back up. That's who Charlottesville is, and that's who we're going to continue to be. Now, I hope that 45 will come out and condemn these white supremacist groups. I heard, was listening right before this, the individuals in his cabinet refused to call them what they are, white supremacist groups. Our governor has done so. We're calling on every elected official throughout the country to condemn these actions, as well as condemn these white supremacy groups, and let them know that this will not be tolerated.
Well, when you say 45, you mean President Trump. What specifically, Vice Mayor, do you want to hear him say?
I want him to condemn the white supremacist groups. I don't know if I can be any clearer than that. He came out with a statement yesterday in which I thought was nowhere near what it should be, talking about we've had these issues forever. Water is wet. We've known we've had these issues forever. We've known we had them for a long time. We know that it's going to take us all to come together. We're working on that. But what we need him to do from the highest office of the land is to come out and condemn them. Again, when you have an individual like David Duke, leader of the Ku Klux Klans, come out and say that they are here to fulfill the dream and the promise from their president, what more do you need to hear? He needs to denounce these individuals if he wants to truly bring this country together. I can assure you that we're doing everything that we can here in Charlottesville, and I know others are doing things in other places. And look, I want to be clear. No one's perfect. I've done things in my past that I'm not proud of, but we grow from them. And this is an opportunity for our president to grow into the leader that he needs to be in that office. So 45, we're looking for your leadership. Condemn the white supremacist attacks. Condemn these domestic terrorists. Tell them to leave. You're their leader. Stand up.
You're referring to some of the criticism, the attacks you've received for some racist, homophobic viewpoints from many years ago. Tell our viewers about that, what your response has been, how you learned from that.
Sure. So, I mean, I have no qualms with talking about the issues that I've had when I was 22, 23, 24 years old, but that's part of the reason why I love this city. Last year, we addressed the tweets from before, and I apologize to the entire city. And again, I thank this city for helping me grow into the young man that I am today. I'm no longer the 22-year-old, somewhat ignorant young man that I once was before. I'm a 30-year-old father, a husband of 3, a community leader, a person who works with all kinds of communities, whether it's LGBTQ, white people, Asian people, whomever. I teach kids from all different communities and different shades and socioeconomic status, and much of that is attributed to the people here. This isn't a joke. This isn't a game. We've matured a great deal, and I've grown a lot because of the people here, and that's why I believe that this city is so resilient. That's why I know that we will survive this, because the people here are not going to tolerate it. But again, I'm not here to place blame on anyone. What I'm just looking for is simple leadership, because our community is going to heal. Our community will move forward, but will the country be able to do the same? And that's what we're hoping for.
One final question, Vice Mayor, before I let you go. What's going to happen to that Confederate statue of Robert E. Lee in your community? It's supposed to go down, but I take it it's under litigation right now. What's the status?
Yes. So it's under litigation right now. We'll be going to court to hear from our local judge to render his ruling in regards to whether or not he believes that we have the rights to be able to move it or not. But I hope everyone can see that this is more than just about a statue. These white supremacists are using the statue to mask their hate and come down here to do what they want to do in order to invoke fear. And if that is the rallying point, you've seen now on several different occasions, Richard Spencer brought his group of minions here to have a torch-lit rally with tiki torches from Walmart, because they thought that would scare us. Then you have these clowns from Unite the Right come down here yesterday with their mob mentality and think that they can scare us. And there'll be other groups. We had the Ku Klux Klan come and try to do the same thing. So I'm hoping that our judges, as well as the state, can see people are using the statue as a way to spread their hate, and it needs to be moved. We cannot be a city of equity, inclusion, and equality with a 28-foot statue to a person who, if he was alive while I'm in this position right now, would probably want me beaten, who wouldn't want me to look him in the eye. I've been told from all these people that they want to hang me from a tree and they're going to do this and that. In my opinion, that statue needs to be removed because it doesn't represent the heritage that some is saying, but it represents more of hate. And then this is not a hateful one. This is an equitable one. At least we're getting to move there. So let's move it.
And it's the home of a great world-class university, the University of Virginia as well.
Indeed.
Wes Bellamy, the Vice Mayor of Charlottesville, thanks very much for joining us.
Dr. Bellamy.